I want you guys to think about all the issues that you're facing in life right now, whether they're big or small, any kind of issue that is kind of going through your mind right now. Just kind of think about it for a second. Think about, how long you've had this issue going on. Think about how hard it's been on you, your family, um, and just how much it's done to you. Now, after that, think about what would happen if you were handed a check for $10 million. Dollars. Would it fix those problems? I know for me, it would fix about 99% of my problems because a lot of time money is what causes us stress and what causes us to not be happy. A lot of people say that money can't buy you happiness, that money can't bring you any kind of joy in life. And I would definitely disagree with that. I would say that money can bring you happiness. Now, before you start to think, well, we've always been told like money can't buy you happiness, money can't do all these things. How do you know that? I just like to point out some things. I know a lot of us are in school right now and we are paying for tuition or living on a tighter budget. How nice would it be if school was just paid for and we didn't have to worry about, picking up a second job, getting a loan, maybe not living a life that we once lived because we have to pay for school. Things get pretty tight, and I know I've experienced that going to school, and how nice it would be if I could just not worry about paying for tuition and just live a life where, I just have to show up and go to school. It would take a lot of pressure off of me as far as finances, and I would focus more on school. Well, a recent study was done and showed that happiness actually does bring people, or money does bring happiness to people. However, there is a catch, and it involves how you spend that money. Now, I know, like I said, if we were given a check for $10 million, some of us would want to go on our phones right now and book the trip of our dreams, or would want to pay off all the debt that we have, or want to buy like a nice new fancy car, or all the above. But you might want to be careful with how you spend that money, because spending that money and the way that you spend it actually can bring some not joyous moments. The study that was done found that actually people seemed to be more happy when they would give their money to other people. Now, that's not saying give all your money away and you will feel this amazing happiness, but you do feel a lot better if you're giving to charity, if you're giving to those in need. I know if any of us have volunteered before, we're not giving money to an organization, but we're giving our time, we're giving our resources and our abilities to these things. And, we do see a lot of happiness that comes from that. I know on my mission after we served people, it would bring me happiness. And I didn't give any money. However, if we were to give money to people and we were to help them feel that happiness and feel that peace and joy, then we definitely would feel that ourselves. I think about, the people around me that are in need, that maybe are struggling, paying off their mortgage, single moms, people that, live check by check. We really don't know a lot of people's financial situations unless they say it to us. So I think about how great it would be to help those people out. And even if those people, aren't in financial need, it would bring me so much happiness and so much joy to give something to someone. I know that my husband and my father-in-law served his mission in Australia, and it's very expensive to go to Australia. Tickets alone are almost $2,000. And, we've always said, if we could, we would save up enough money and send him to Australia so that he could, relive his mission time and go with his wife and be the happiest. And I feel like that would bring me so much joy to see that, to see him experience something. Speaking on experiences, a lot of times people, like I said, they'll spend their money on, you know, maybe like name brand clothes, the newest electronic products, that car we were talking about, and they'll buy all these things that don't really bring them happiness at the end of the day. And instead they don't, what they would do with that, they could do with that money is buy experiences. I like to think of, you know, if you go to like a store and you buy like $1,000 rug and you put it on the floor, what's the purpose of the rug gonna do? Besides like looking nice and, you know, maybe going with your aesthetic, not really much. You're not really gonna get much joy out of it. But if you were to, let's say, go out with your friends and, you know, get some fizz or swig drinks, or, you know, get a smoothie with them, and it would only be like $5 to $10, you would get much more happiness out of the experience of being with your friends and, you know, talking to them and, you know, depending if you've seen them for a while, just like spending time with them versus buying an expensive item that won't really bring you happiness and won't really bring you joy. So being very smart with your money, if you were to ever have that much money, and making sure that you're buying experiences and you're buying maybe like a new skill. I know that my husband would love to do boxing, and if we had the money in the world, we would do that. And I know it would bring him happiness. I think it would bring him more happiness going and learning how to box and learning that skill versus if we were to just buy a pay-per-view boxing game and it was just there and it just brought him like a little bit of happiness. So I definitely would say that money does bring us happiness. And like I was saying, we could use it in so many different ways. We can use it to help people. We can use it to bring us experiences, not just buy all these materialistic things that we think that we need or we think that we want. And so I would definitely encourage you guys to maybe try to look into seeing if, you know, how you're spending your money is bringing you happiness. And I would definitely say that, you know, in this life, we are taught that, you know, we feel happiness in this life and we'll feel happiness in the next life. So I would say that definitely living those experiences will bring us happiness in this life and not in the next life. Because as we know it, you know, when we pass away, all those materialistic things aren't going to be coming with us, but what is going to come are the memories and the connections that we've made in this life. And so thank you so much for listening to my speech, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.